All right. So the Dunlop debate is Cooper Webb among the list of best ever. Do you think he is?
Yeah, yeah, dude, he's there. So I took some notes right here. There's 6 riders with 3 or more championships in the 450 class. He's
Yep.
now the 7th rider to enter that in 50 years. So
Mm-hmm.
yes, he's among rare air. He is one of the best to ever do it. You know, like you obviously have your category. You know, you RC probably I would say. I mean, not arguably, but you're you're at the top step. Then MC. I kind of fall around that 3rd, 4th. There's only so many of us in that category, and I consider him being one of them. Eli's one of them too. You know, when you win your 3rd championship, like Coop did in that fashion, that style, that pure grit, determination, you know, that's not easy to find in an athlete.
It's not. It's and sometimes I feel like, we can talk about the attributes of yourself, me, MC, Stanton, Hannah, RD, the guys that were the 6 and now 7 with Coop entering that room after his championship this week in Salt Lake. Some of those things I think are hard to teach. The mental capacity and how you're able to manage championships. Some things just come naturally. I really,
I
really
agree.
do.
I like when you get to that position, even later in your 250 career, you're still learning a lot of things. You're still being exposed to a lot of things, but you should kind of be on the trajectory that you need to be if you're going to be a premier, long-lasting 450 rider. But yeah, like once you get to Coop's position, like yeah, you can get fitter. You can clean up this. You can improve the motorcycle, but it's some of those things you just can't teach, and some of those things also just come from experience that you learn, and you may not even be thinking that you're learning it, but eventually 3 years 4 years down into your career, you're not making those same mistakes or doing some of the similar things that maybe have hurt you in the past. But no, he's in rare air, that's for sure. He's the 7th rider in 50 years to have 3 or more championships.
Yeah. And it's gnarly is how we did ours in succession, where his wasn't like
No.
that. I mean, we talked about at the top of the show, is it easier, what's harder, winning them back to back to back, or when you have a gap in between? And he's had a gap and multiple gaps in between his
And
RV, what,
inside of that
19,
changing
21,
teams
and 20.
too.
Yeah.
Inside of that changing team. So what'd you say, Ray? It was 19, 20, and 20?
19, 21, and 25. But if you go back to 25, okay, he was ahead of, or no, if you go back to 23, when he got hurt in Nashville, remember that? He got ran over by AC and hit his
Yep.
head and messed up his shoulder. He was only, I think we had 4 races to go. And he had a hook in Eli, and I think it was going to go. My personal opinion, I think it was going to go down to the wire, and I think Coop had a really good chance to win that championship over Eli. It was going to come down to, I think it was going to come down to a mental game. And listen, dude, I'm just speculating here because Eli in the back of his mind would be not taking Cooper lightly, even though maybe Coop wasn't the fastest, but he's that dog, and mentally he is one of the best guys. That we've seen in a very, very, very long time. One of the best. That's why he's in the group of 7 champions now. So he almost wins that. So that would have been 23. But again, he got hurt. But it's gnarly how he finally comes back and he does it again against gnarly competition. Dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy. That's
No, it
why I
is.
think debate to be one of the best.
Yep, I think so. I don't know. Like, the question was, is it easier to go string them together, or is it hard? Is it easier to have them broke up in different years, or having some years in between that are missed? I don't know. I never was in that position, but I
Yeah.
think to have what would you say was 21 to 25?
Yeah.
Right.
21 was his last one until this year.
Yeah, so a 4-year gap. That's a pretty damn big gap
With
to
injuries in there.
and a rebound from. Yeah, so very, very impressive. Coop rode well. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. I
Yeah.
thought his podium speech was spot on too. Like keep digging, keep trying. For everybody out there that thinks it may be over. Like, I thought that was cool to see. I think he now currently sits. I read this stat the other day. Eli was the oldest at 29 and 5 months and whatever else. I think now I believe Coop is the oldest rider at 29 and whatever 6 months or whatever he is to hold that 450 plate, number one plate, 2025 SX champ in the 450 class. So that's pretty cool. I think that's a cool stat.
Yeah. I don't know if you heard me tell the story, but at the end, coming down to the wire, or coming down to the end of the 450 main event, and I'm going to share this story on the podcast in case you didn't watch the Supercross race. Coop and what he had to deal with this year, just as another incredible fact and an element that what he was faced with. And I don't know how many other riders mentally could have pulled this off and what they were faced with. But on December 5th, he had a practice crash with Davies, just by accident, and going through a rhythm section of all things. And long story short, he tore his UCL in his thumb again, that he tore, that was injured the year in 24, remember, and he didn't race Salt Lake City, I believe it was, and had it, took time off for that. Was told that he needed surgery, and he only rode twice before Anaheim won. Team wanted him to have the surgery and have it fixed, and he told the team, like, no, let me get through the first 3 races and see what happens. I think he got on the podium at San Diego, maybe, and or one of those races, and was doing well. And here he is now, and how it played out. It basically healed itself. But to come in to the season already banged up and pretty much like, okay, well, let's just see what happens these 3 races, dude. That's incredible. And for the Dunlop debate, it just makes it even more, solidifies even more that he's well deserving to be one of the best and be in the club that we're in. So
yeah, and I think I was out at the goat farm, or Stars place now. What was it? 2 weeks ago ish now.
That's right.
And I talked to Coop, and that's what he had filled me in, told me, like, tore it again. And he was wearing like this, it's like a thumb brace. It's kind of like a hard plastic deal. Like, he wasn't riding with tape or nothing at all. He had a specific kind of brace made that, and why I'm saying this is he's got something on his, I think it's his throttle hand, right? I think it's his throttle hand, maybe. Yeah. But whatever, regardless, he's wearing an added thing around his thumb, which is that much harder to ride with. You have to change your grip, the way you hold onto the bike, the way you maybe even ride the bike a little bit. So, a testament to him digging, fighting, telling the team to pump their brakes. Wait a second. Let me see if I can get, let's see what happens after these first 3 rounds, see where I'm at. And then managing that injury through 17 rounds and not falling over and jamming your thumb or catching something wrong and having it come back up through the handlebar and having more issues. So dude's quick on his feet, smart, that's for sure.
Yep.
Hi folks, Lee Diffie from NBC Sports here. If you truly enjoyed what you just watched, you can get more news, interviews, and highlights by subscribing to the Motorsports on NBC YouTube page. You can get it all, so go for it.